So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to gain an unfair advantage in business while starting out. This is especially if you're starting out and you have limited capital, but you want an unfair advantage in business, and you want that whichever meeting that you enter in, you have the position of power, you have leverage. So I'm going to be talking to you about how to do this. And how you do this is by partnering up with people who have tremendous amount of credibility, experience, and relationships in your city or your country. And this is the reason why you bring people on your team on as a business partner who have a lot of power, a lot of say, a lot of authority in the city or the country that you live in. To give you a perspective, I'm in a partnership with a $3.5 billion company CEO, and this company was owned by the government, and it was also listed on the stock exchange market, and he was the CEO of that company, and he's a very public figure, a very powerful public figure who has connections with the highest ranking royal family members. He has connections with the sovereign wealth fund, and he's a very known figure who has a lot of power and credibility. Not only that, I have also a highly experienced financial professional who was in KPMG, which is one of the biggest and largest accounting firms in the world, and he was a senior partner in that firm. I also brought a lawyer who advised on a $13 billion bank merger in UAE, and he has 30 years of experience. And similarly, I have two healthcare CEOs on my team with 30 years of experience each. And before I even initiated any business conversations, I made sure that I bring people of these profile on my team as shareholders, as business partners. And I had to give up shares in my company for free just to bring these people on my team. And typically when we are starting out in business, our first go-to comfort zone is our family and friends. We always want to partner up with people we have partnered up with, people we have personal relationship with, and they may not be the people who have the most authority in the marketplace and most amount of experience in the field that you want to get into. Unless, of course, you are Donald Trump Jr. listening. Hi, Donald. I'm not talking about your father. So unless you are son of Donald Trump, bad joke, but anyway, unless you are the son of Donald Trump and you're partnering up with your father, I would not recommend partnering up with your personal relationship, because you would give up shares and you would not get anything back in return. So you want to avoid people who are like you. You want to avoid people, if you're young, who are your age. You want experience, you want credibility, you want track record. And if you put up a team together to compensate for your weaknesses, then you have an unfair advantage. And once you execute this step properly, once you have a powerful team put together as a prerequisite, before you even get into business, before you raise capital, before you find a multi-million-dollar business to buy or any other venture that you're pursuing, if you have industry leaders on your team before you even entered the market, then it's pretty much you have every door in the city open up for you. To give you perspective, I have had meetings with some of the most high-profile bankers in the country who finance $100 to $300 million deals. I have met royal family members. I happened to meet the Senator of Netherlands, and I've met several other businesses, a business that was actually a $10 billion public company who wanted to sell their $120 million and $140 million assets. These are global portfolios in healthcare that they wanted to sell. There is no chance I would have gotten that meeting if I didn't have the team that I have now, if I didn't put in that effort. And it took me a couple of months to find these people, to reach out to a lot of people and make this team. But because I did that step, I could be in those positions where I'm negotiating with a head of one of the largest management consulting firms who has been mandated to sell these assets, and I'm having a conversation with her. I've also had an indirect negotiation with a billionaire who owned a small healthcare company in UAE, and he wanted to sell it off. So I was also in contact with their group CEO. That meeting also I could not have gotten if I didn't do this preliminary step. I've also met a $25 million business, negotiated with them, is because I had these things in place. And there is another $1 billion group, which is actually a hotel conglomerate, but they had a small clinic in their at the ground floor of their hotel and residences, and I negotiated with them as well. So my point is, all types of doors will open up for you, and you will have an unfair advantage, and people will look at you favorably irrespective of your past background, your level of experience, your track record, because you're leveraging other people's track record on your team. And company is not a one-man show. It's really an organization, a group, and who you associate with matters. And you don't want to partner up with weak people. You want to partner up with powerful people. And if you have to give up some shares to do that, that's fine. But you would have leverage in conversations that you would not have leverage otherwise, and things will become much more easier. When you make phone calls, even cold calls, I get a question, how do you cold call businesses? Well, if you have a team which is powerful and you introduce that team on the call, people listen and people want to talk to you. People don't want to piss you off, and you can send them your company profile, and it creates a very powerful impression. I would not have gotten into top law firms and negotiated with senior partners, managing partners in these billion-dollar law firms if I didn't put in the work to build the team, if I didn't create strategic power alliances in different fields and brought them on my team as advisors and as shareholders. I would not have been able to get those meetings, and I would not have been able to put myself in positions where I saw these deals which were so mammoth and big in size. And so that's the lesson here, is to create power alliances and to stop really playing this underdog. We have this Hollywood narrative where the weaker team wins. So stop trying to create a weaker team with weaker players and then trying to work on the weak partner to get them up to speed as to what you're trying to do. Just let them go and find people who already are in positions of power and create an alliance with them. So stop partnering up. And this is if you want to build a big company. If you want to start a small restaurant, it's a different thing. And if you're just doing it not for the money but for fun, I don't know why you would do that, but if you're doing that, then that's different. But if you want to create a corporation, then your rationale of decision making for your partners has to be different than love. It has to be based on power. It has to be based on credibility, track record, contacts, experience, because you'd need a lot of it when you're starting out. And that's today's video, and I'll talk to you soon. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. I post one video a day, and I'll talk to you soon.